A very warm and sincere welcome to you, dear listener, to my book library. Today, we embark on a deep, immersive journey into one of the most transformative works ever penned. A book that has shaped the destinies of millions. Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich. This is not merely a book about wealth accumulation. It is the culmination of a 20-year odyssey, a philosophical blueprint for achievement commissioned by the great industrialist Andrew Carnegie. He believed the formula for success was not a secret to be hoarded by the elite, but a set of universal principles that could be learned and applied by any person of average intelligence. He entrusted a young journalist, Napoleon Hill, with the monumental task of interviewing over 500 of the most successful individuals of the era. Figures like Henry Ford, Thomas Edison, and John D. Rockefeller, to distill their wisdom into a concrete philosophy. The title, Think and Grow Rich, is often misunderstood. It is not about passive, positive thinking. It's about a disciplined, burning, and purposeful process of thought, fused with unwavering faith and backed by relentless action. It's about the alchemy of turning the intangible, thought, into the tangible, riches, in whatever form you desire. Over the next 2 hours, we will not just skim the surface. We will delve into the very heart of this philosophy. We will explore each of the 13 steps in exhaustive detail, unpacking the psychology, sharing the anecdotes from Hill's research, and providing you with a clear, actionable understanding of how to integrate these timeless laws into the fabric of your daily life in our modern world. Prepare to have your mindset challenged and your potential unlocked. Chapter 1: The Power of Thought and the Psychology of Desire. Napoleon Hill begins with a foundational declaration. Thoughts are things. He posits that the human mind is the most powerful force in the universe, and every achievement, every fortune begins as a single seed-like idea. But for that seed to grow, it must be planted in the fertile soil of a burning desire. This is not a casual wish or a vague hope. Hill describes it as an obsession, a white-hot certainty that you will achieve your goal, a desire so intense it becomes the dominating thought of your waking hours and the last thought before you sleep. To crystallize this desire, Hill provides the 6 definite, practical steps to turn desire into gold. Fix in your mind the exact amount of money you desire. Vague goals yield vague results. You will state a precise figure. Not, I want to be rich, but I will possess $250,000 by the 5th of January, 2026. Determine exactly what you intend to give in return for the money you desire. Hill emphasizes the universal law of equivalent exchange. Nothing comes for nothing. Will you provide a service? Sell a product? What value will you create? Establish a definite date by which you intend to possess this money. A goal without a deadline is merely a dream. This creates urgency and focus. Create a definite plan for carrying out your desire and begin at once, whether you are ready or not. This is the bridge from thought to action. Imperfect action is better than perfect inaction. 5. Write out a clear, concise statement. This statement must include the amount of money, the time limit, what you will give in return, and the specific plan for accumulation. 6. Read your written statement aloud twice daily, once before sleeping and once after rising. As you read, you must see, feel, and believe yourself already in possession of the money. You must emotionally embody the state of having already achieved it. This 6-step process is a daily ritual designed to monopolize your subconscious mind, programming it to recognize and seize the opportunities that will lead to your goal. Chapter 2: The Vital Catalyst, Faith. The second principle is faith. Hill describes faith as the head chemist of the mind. It is the vital catalyst that gives life, power, and action to the impulse of thought. Faith is the supreme antidote to the 6 basic fears that hold humanity back. The fear of poverty, criticism, ill health, loss of love, old age, and death. Faith is not a vague religious concept for Hill. It is a state of mind that can be actively induced and cultivated. When faith is blended with a thought vibration, the subconscious mind instantly picks it up, translates it into its spiritual equivalent, and begins to transmit it to the infinite intelligence of the universe, which then starts to orchestrate events in your favor. How to develop and nurture self-faith? Through affirmations, the repetitive use of positive first-person present tense statements. I am filled with confidence and ability. I am worthy of great success and attract it effortlessly. Through knowledge and expertise, faith is built on a foundation of confidence, and confidence is born from competence. Become a lifelong student of your craft. Through association, you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Deliberately surround yourself with people who believe in you and your dreams. Actively avoid the victims and the cynics whose only purpose is to pour the poison of doubt into your mind. Faith is the unshakable belief in the attainment of your desire, even in the face of all contrary evidence. It is the power that allows you to see the invisible and believe the incredible. Chapter 3, The Bridge to Power, Autosuggestion. The third principle, autosuggestion, is the practical mechanism, the control panel, the bridge between the conscious and the subconscious mind. It is the principle of self-suggestion through which you can voluntarily feed your subconscious mind with thoughts of a creative and positive nature. This is the engine that powers the 6th step of the desire process. By repeatedly reading your written statement with emotion and conviction, you are consciously using autosuggestion to program your subconscious. Hill provides a detailed, technical method for its application. Find a quiet place where you will not be interrupted or disturbed. Close your eyes and aloud so you can hear your own words. Repeat your written statement of desire. As you speak the words, you must actively visualize yourself already in possession of the money. See the bank statements, feel the texture of the currency, experience the emotions of security, freedom, and joy that this wealth brings you. Continue this practice night and morning until the mental picture of yourself achieving this goal is clear and sharp. Your subconscious mind is literal and obedient. It accepts whatever you impress upon it with feeling and repetition. If you feed it with fear and doubt, it will manifest circumstances of lack. If you feed it with faith and purpose through autosuggestion, it will become your greatest ally in achieving your desires. Chapter 4. The Currency of Achievement, Specialized Knowledge. The 4th principle is specialized knowledge. General knowledge, no matter how vast or encyclopedic, is of little use in the accumulation of riches. Knowledge only becomes power when it is organized and intelligently directed through practical plans of action. Hill makes a critical distinction. 1. General knowledge, widely available in universities and libraries. It is important for a well-rounded life, but does not in itself lead to riches. 2. Specialized knowledge, knowledge that is specific to your chosen field, your product, your service, or your profession. This is the knowledge that is directly applicable to the creation of wealth. Crucially, Hill emphasizes that you do not need to possess all this specialized knowledge yourself. Many successful people are not the most knowledgeable in a technical sense. However, they know how to acquire it, and more importantly, they know how to organize and direct it. They know how to tap into the knowledge of others, the pathways to specialized knowledge. Formal education, a good starting point, but often insufficient on its own. Specialized courses and training, continuous learning in your specific niche. Experience, the greatest teacher, learning by doing, by making mistakes, and by adapting. The Mastermind Alliance. This is the master key. If you lack knowledge in marketing, you partner with a marketing expert. If you lack knowledge in finance, you collaborate with a financial wizard. You leverage the collective intelligence of a group. The person who stops learning simply because they have finished school is forever hopelessly doomed to mediocrity. The most successful people are relentless learners. Chapter 5, The Workshop of the Mind, Imagination. The fifth principle is imagination. Hill calls it the workshop of the mind, the sacred space where all plans are fashioned. It is here that the raw material of desire is shaped into the blueprint of achievement. Hill identifies two distinct forms of imagination. 1. Synthetic imagination. This faculty does not create something entirely new. Instead, it works with existing concepts, ideas, plans, and knowledge. It rearranges them into new combinations. The vast majority of inventions and innovations are the result of synthetic imagination, taking what already exists and combining it in a novel, more useful way. 2. Creative imagination. This is the higher faculty. Through it, hunches, inspirations, and flash of genius ideas are received. Hill suggests this faculty is the channel through which your finite human mind communicates with the infinite intelligence of the universe. It is the source of truly original ideas and revolutionary breakthroughs. Your imaginative faculty may become weak from inaction. It must be exercised to remain strong. Hill's advice is to actively engage in brainstorming sessions, to daydream productively about solutions to problems, and to constantly ask yourself, how can I improve this? What new combination can I create? What need is not being met? Chapter 6, The Architecture of Action, Organized Planning. The sixth principle is organized planning. A desire, no matter how burning, remains a fantasy until it is crystallized into a practical, workable plan. You must transition from being a dreamer to being an architect of your own fortune. Hill provides a comprehensive framework for creating such a plan. C. The Mastermind Alliance. Your first step in planning should be to form a mastermind group. This is a coordination of knowledge and effort between two or more people who work toward a definite purpose in a spirit of harmony. This is not a social club. It is a strategic brain trust. ... The combined mind as the group creates a third, intangible mind of infinite resource. Persistence in alliance. Be persistent in your pursuit of the right people for your alliance. Do not get discouraged by initial rejections. The law of value. Before you approach someone for their help, determine what you can offer them in return. Relationships, especially in business, are built on mutual benefit. Hill also provides a crucial piece of wisdom for dealing with failure: persistence in creating new plans. No single plan is guaranteed to work. The person who succeeds is the one who, when a plan fails, simply replaces it with a new one. There is no such thing as a permanent defeat until you accept it as such. He even gives specific, detailed advice for job seekers, urging them to see themselves as a personal services corporation and to market themselves not as supplicants, but as valuable assets, using innovative methods beyond simply responding to advertisements. Chapter 7, The Sword of Execution, Decision. The seventh principle is decision. Hill's analysis of over 25,000 people who experienced documented failure revealed that lack of decision was one of the top causes. The successful men and women Hill studied all had the habit of reaching decisions promptly and definitively. Once a decision was made, they changed it slowly, and only in the face of overwhelming evidence that it was wrong. Unsuccessful people, in contrast, make decisions slowly, if at all, and change them frequently and quickly, often at the slightest opposition or difficulty. Procrastination is the natural enemy of decision. It is the silent thief of opportunity. Chapter 8. The Sustaining Force. Persistence. The eighth principle is persistence. Willpower, when directed by desire, is the fuel for persistence. Persistence is to character what carbon is to steel. It is the sustained effort, the follow-through, that separates a momentary spark of ambition from a lasting achievement. Cultivating the habit of decisiveness. Listen, but decide for yourself. Gather all necessary information and counsel from your mastermind group, but the final decision must be yours alone. Keep your own counsel. Do not broadcast your plans to the world, especially to those who are prone to negativity and cynicism. Their doubts can weaken your resolve. A definite yes or no. Understand that a wrong decision is often better than no decision. Indecision is itself a decision to remain stagnant. The world has a habit of making way for the person who knows exactly what they want and is moving decisively toward it. Chapter 8. The Sustaining Force. Persistence. The eighth principle is persistence. Willpower, when directed by desire, is the fuel for persistence. Persistence is to character what carbon is to steel. It is the sustained effort, the follow-through, that separates a momentary spark of ambition from a lasting achievement. Persistence is not a single event, it is a state of mind. It can be cultivated. Hill provides a 4-step formula for building persistence. 1. A definite purpose backed by a burning desire. 2. A definite plan, expressed in continuous action. 3. A mind closed tightly against all negative and discouraging influences. 4. A friendly alliance with one or more persons who will encourage you to follow through with your plan and purpose. How do you know if you lack persistence? Hill lists the symptoms: failing to recognize and define a specific goal, procrastination, seeking excuses, indecision, and the habit of blaming others for your own situation. The cure for all of these is a burning desire that makes persistence not a chore, but a natural expression of your purpose. Chapter 9. The Supreme Power, the Mastermind. The ninth principle is the mastermind. We touched on it earlier, but it deserves its own focus. Hill defines the mastermind as the coordination of knowledge and effort in a spirit and harmony between two or more people for the attainment of a definite purpose. He argues that when two minds come together in harmony, a third, invisible, intangible force is created, which can be likened to a third mind. This collective mind has access to knowledge, ideas, and resources that are unavailable to any single mind working alone. Andrew Carnegie's primary secret was his ability to surround himself with a mastermind group of brilliant specialists and to orchestrate their efforts toward a common goal. Your network is your net worth. Building your mastermind is one of the most critical steps you will take. Chapter 10. The Mysterious Catalyst. The Mystery of Sex Transmutation. The 10th principle, the mystery of sex transmutation, is often the most misunderstood. Hill is not speaking merely of physical sex. He is describing the powerful creative energy that is associated with the human sex drive. This is the most powerful of human desires. Sex transmutation is the channeling of this raw, physical creative energy into other non-physical endeavors, such as artistic creation, literary work, or the building of a business. Hill argues that men of great achievement are often highly sexed, and they have learned to redirect that immense energy into their work, giving them a superhuman drive, magnetism, and creativity. It is the process of switching a mind from a physical desire to a creative or spiritual endeavor, transforming base energy into a higher form of power. Chapter 11. The Guardian at the Gate, the Subconscious Mind. The 11th principle is the subconscious mind. This is the filing cabinet of the mind, the storehouse of every thought impulse that has ever reached the brain. It is the connecting link between the finite mind of man and infinite intelligence. It is also the gardener that nurtures the seeds of thought you plant through your desires and autosuggestion. It works day and night. You cannot directly control your subconscious, but you can voluntarily feed it with any plan, thought, or purpose you desire to see translated into reality. This is why the purity of your thoughts and the clarity of your desire are so crucial. You are the gatekeeper of your own mind. Chapter 12. The Broadcasting Station. The Brain. The 12th principle is the brain. Hill describes the brain as a broadcasting and receiving station for the vibration of thought. Your brain picks up the thought vibrations emanating from the brains of others, and it also broadcasts your own thought vibrations. This is the scientific basis for the mastermind principle. When a group of minds are coordinated and working in harmony, the intensity of the thoughts generated creates a powerful broadcast that attracts corresponding people, circumstances, and opportunities into your life. It also explains why negative associates are so detrimental. Their negative vibrations can interfere with your own positive broadcast. Chapter 13. The Invisible Counselor, the Sixth Sense. The 13th and final principle is the sixth sense. This is the apex of the philosophy, the principle that can only be understood and applied after you have mastered the other 12. The sixth sense is that part of the subconscious mind which Hill refers to as creative imagination. It is the guardian angel or hunch that delivers warnings, inspiration, and guidance that cannot be acquired through any other means. It is the doorway through which infinite intelligence communicates with you without any effort or demand on your part. This faculty is developed over time through the disciplined application of the other principles. It is the ultimate tool for making the right decision at the right time, for avoiding danger and the seizing opportunity. The synthesis of a legendary life. As we bring our comprehensive exploration of Think and Grow Rich to a close, it is vital to understand that these 13 principles are not a checklist. They are an interwoven, synergistic system, a philosophy for living. Your burning desire is the engine. Faith is the fuel. Autosuggestion is the ignition. Specialized knowledge and imagination provide the tools and the blueprint. Organized planning is the map. Decision and persistence are the relentless forward motion. The mastermind is your support crew, and the higher principles of sex transmutation, the subconscious mind, the brain, and the sixth sense are the spiritual and energetic forces that elevate your journey from a mere struggle for money to a path of personal legend. The process of thinking and growing rich is above all else a process of personal transformation. The riches you accumulate will be a direct reflection of the person you have become in the process. More decisive, more persistent, more knowledgeable, more faithful, and more in tune with the creative forces of the universe. The formula is now yours. The principles are timeless. The only variable is you. What is your definite chief aim? What is the one thing you desire so intensely that you are willing to make the pursuit of it the grand obsession of your life? Define it. Write it down. Plan for it. And begin today to think and grow rich. Thank you for your valuable time and for listening to this audio in My Book Library.